We are where we belong.
Back in the void. I only feel comfortable in the void, to be honest.
It's sort of like a sensory deprivation tank, except it's the opposite in that we come in here and we just experience sensory overload. What's the opposite of a sensory deprivation tank?
God, what is the literal opposite of deprivation?
I don't know, like gluttony. No.
There's got to be like a good word.
There's got to be a good
it.
SAT word here that we're missing.
Satiety. You know that word?
No,
when you're
sativa?
satiated.
I
don't know how
a
to
sensory
pronounce
satiation tank. Welcome to your sensory satiation. Sorry, I'm just monitoring the levels here. Do you want to talk to the chat real quick?
Hi, chat. Yeah, we're back with a baseball game. Pat and I were just talking about how this is the only place where we feel happy.
Yeah. Okay, so now you're just recapping the beginning of the stream, which is...
We were just talking about, if you missed the first 30 seconds of the baseball game, we were talking about how this is the only place.
Ashley's in the chat. She's saying overstimulation.
Overstimulation.
Welcome to our overstimulation tank.
But I feel like overstimulation sounds like... I feel like that's a negative connotation. To be overly stimulated.
It is a negative experience when we are in here for like 2 hours and then
it does often result in you like becoming extremely worn out and depressed.
Yeah.
I'm energized though.
So maybe what's happening in these streams is this is an elaborate construct that you have created to take energy out of me, like the Skeksis removing the life essence of the pod people in the Jim Henson classic puppet epic Dark Crystal. Is that the situation that we've got going on here?
Yes. This is all just our Dark Crystal reboot.
Have you seen the Dark Crystal?
I have not seen the Dark Crystal.
Saturation. Actually, sorry, Ashley is saying saturation.
Saturation is okay.
Saturation is good. Stimulation, saturation. All of these are great options. Thank you, wordsmith Ashley. That's what happens when you work with words all day. You work with words. Do you want to get doing this fucking... I'm so tired. I forgot what we were doing.
It's just us chatting for an hour.
Yeah. Allegra and Pat's catch-up chat.
Yeah.
Hi, chat. Speaking of chat, how y'all doing? So today, for the baseball game, we are taking a look at a game series that was highly recommended to us. It's the Monster Hunter series of games. I have played a couple hundred hours of this series, but all on the very recent end of that spectrum. So I started on Monster Hunter 4U, put about 80 hours into that one, and then picked up Monster Hunter Generations on 3DS, and I think I've played that one for about 150 hours or so.
Wow.
It's really fucking good. So we're going to see a lot of stuff that's new to me here, but I might be able to apply some of my recent knowledge to the deep lore of Monster Hunter.
We're in Pat's house.
Yeah, we're in Pat's house.
Papa Pat's house.
Take your shoes off. There's juice in the refrigerator.
There's juice. Is that what you say when people come to your house?
Yeah.
You've never offered me juice at your house.
No, there's not usually juice. It's just sugar. I don't like to keep sugary beverages around the house. Let's get rolling.
Let's play the baseball game.
Let me post the Trello board real quick.
Yeah.
Hang on, just got to make this globally visible. So here is the board that we will be using to rank all of our games. I will drop it in the chat as Polygon right now. There we go. So if you'd like to follow along at home, you can just hop onto this Trello board and watch us work. So we're gonna get started with Monster Hunter 1. I guess they didn't call it 1; they just called it Monster Hunter.
God, I love this already.
Let me move this. Sorry.
Yeah, move that.
Okay, so in a game that... Oops, sorry. Let's get that taken care of. Come on.
There you go.
Very subtle start to the game. Sort of a nature documentary feel.
Yeah. It definitely feels like a Disney movie a little bit to me.
Yeah, we're seeing... I think these are aptonoths, which are one of the more... sort of more docile creatures in the world, sort of the cattle, the elephant, dinosaur,
Yeah.
herbivores, and then I think these are velociprey. Sneaking up. Nice establishing shot.
I've liked all
there.
of these establishing shots so far.
Yeah. Oh, again, cribbing very heavily from nature documentary.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It really does feel like a documentary. Did you see like that sort of unstable camera right there? Like
Yeah.
it looked like a handheld camera.
Yeah. So those are, I forget what those little weird antelope things are called.
God, and that like really low on the ground camera.
Yep.
Like it was just like stuck on the ground as if they were like, okay, we got to be hands off. There's a stampede happening.
Yeah, they're just speeding along in a Jeep
Yeah.
next to this, like just filming it as it happens. Okay, Aptonoth turns around, he's confronting the velociprey. Some very good camera work in
Oh.
this for a game that came out in the, I think, the early mid-thousands. And again,
Oh, wow.
a sort of tender moment, but I would say maybe a little bit undercut by the sort of nature film framing of it. Okay, now there's a dragon. So actually, to be totally not doing a bit, this is really cool because it's sort of establishing that a really important thing in the Monster Hunter games, which is ecology.
Okay.
So and that's a thing that they really flesh out. And there's actually our first view of a monster hunter, actually, which is kind of cool. But so the monster hunters in the game exist in a established ecology. So there's lots of monsters in the world, and they all have different relationships and roles with each other. It's not just like, hey, here's a big boss monster that exists for no reason. Like just about every one of these hunts or is preyed upon by another animal they've also created. And there's some funny, interesting things, like there's these little weird pill bugs called conchu that you go to fight, and there's also a big, gross dragon bird with jaws specifically meant for crunching up conchu. Ooh. So it's a really well-considered world. So here's our first... So this is where the anime gets in. The anime has landed. All right, well, I think we're going to have to pause.
Yeah. That was really interesting. I really like that they started, because you're saying like the ecology is so important for Monster Hunter.
Right.
For me, like I'm thinking, okay, it's called Monster Hunter. It is about the people who hunt the monsters. But of course, the monsters are so integral to that. So they spent the majority of this intro really setting up that dichotomy of like, okay, these are the more docile creatures versus these are the predators. And because of that like nature documentary sort of style camera work, it was really interesting to actually just observe these people or these monsters in their natural habitats. So that was really well established. And then like when they got to the more anime style thing, it was like a lot faster, more cuts.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, this is an action game. But I think having a slower, really like considered opening made me more engrossed in this world than just like having that anime style part of it would have been.
Yeah, for sure. I'll say that knowing what I know about the combat in Monster Hunter and sort of the flow of it, the hunters came in very late, and you really didn't get an idea of what the hunting feels like in this game. It was a very dramatic and brief end. But again, I'd say well composed, well edited, wonderful score underneath that.
Yeah, really good score.
I think good stuff. So that in our ranking of Monster Hunter intros, that is now
first and last.
First and last
is the best and the worst. I liked that a lot. But I think you're right that like I have no idea how this game works.
Yeah, we might get a little bit more into that in the following installments. So let's hop on to see what's next on our Monster Hunter ranking. Let's play the baseball game. All right, I'm going to assume that this is Monster Hunter 2 and there was not a stopgap game in between, but we will see.
Okay. Wow, this is a little different.
Okay, so we are starting with it.
Hey.
Okay, Poogie.
Hey.
There's our first Poogie.
Oh.
So this one, we are starting with a hunter-centric view of the Monster Hunter universe. We're seeing our first glimpse of a gathering hall with some nice rapid edits here of characters preparing for hunts and feasting in between them. So this is part of the game's lore as well, is that, hunters come together and they hang out in these places, and then they go on hunts. And they make money and they get fortune.
I feel like that was a really cool establishing sort of scene, but it was cut really fast. I think like I didn't get enough time to linger in the space to see all the hunters like hanging out, especially because the beginning was literally a very slow pan across a waterfall and then a slow pan across like a monster hunter's like home. So I was like, okay, we're gonna do the same thing we did with the monsters last time, but with the hunters. But it was like really quick.
Yeah.
Also, please tell me about these cats.
Okay, so these cats are, I think in the Japanese version, the race is known as the Nyans. In this one, they are in the localized versions, they're prowlers. And they go on missions with you. They are your helpers and your friends. And I think the little Yoda-looking dudes, I think they're called Wakuns. And they are like little wise lore dudes who process monsters.
They're so ugly, and the cats are so cute.
So this is establishing a really essential Monster Hunter thing too. Is we just saw those characters processing monster parts into weapons, which is really, we didn't get a hint of that at all in the trailer for Monster Hunter 1, but in this one they're making it abundantly clear in these shots that these weapons are in fact made from processed monsters, which is the whole loop of the game. So that was Monster Hunter G. How did you feel about that one? Cinematography, editing, score?
So as I was saying, like I really like I really like the idea that they were going to copy the same sort of, okay, we're going to take the time to establish the world, but from the hunter perspective, I liked that, but I didn't appreciate necessarily that this was a lot faster. I kind of wish the monster hunter like hanging out part and the monster hunter side of this world, like the actual hunters, I wish that was sort of more slowly developed. I feel like it really cut between all these different elements much more quickly. But I really did appreciate that like the first one took the time to set up, okay, these are the monsters. And now this one does the same sort of thing, of course, a lot faster, but it focused primarily on like the gameplay and hunters and what you actually will be doing, which is really, for me, having never played these games, seeing them side by side, I'm like, okay, now I have the fuller picture, which is cool.
Yeah. So we're getting some corrections in the chat.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I was wrong. The Wacoon is a character, a specific character, and the race is the Wyverians.
Okay.
And the cats in the American version are their race is feline with a Y, and there are two professions, prowler and palico.
Oh.
Palicos, yes, you can like breed and not breed, but you can like hire palicos and train them in different. God, Monster Hunter is.
Got some fucking ass nerds in the chat today.
Yeah. Hey, whoa.
Y'all are nerds.
Whoa! Don't talk down to our audience.
I love them
like
all, but already, what? Two videos in.
You just turned heel on them. You got to keep it going now. You just got to just like insult their hometowns.
Listen, I'm very open and amenable to learning about Monster Hunter, but when we're talking about monsters, I'm down for pocket monsters. That is the kind of monster I understand. That is the monster I appreciate and love. So I'm gonna try and warm up to these monsters, but I'm coming in with a bias.
You're a bad guy now. You are a bad guy now. You came in and you talked shit.
Enemy of the baseball game.
You talk shit. So now you got to find out like what town these folks are from, and then like talk about how their sports teams are never gonna win, and then like find like somebody in the chat tell me what town you're from, and then also tell me a town that like your town has a weird rivalry with, so Allegra can say like, oh, you're from Portland. It's just shitty Boston or something like that. Portland, Maine, not Portland. The other Portland has nothing to do with Boston. Let's move on. Let's rank Monster Hunter G. Do you think that was better or worse than the original Monster Hunter?
I like that you had to say it was Portland, Maine, because people might think you mean Portland, Oregon.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people, when they think Portland, they think of the wrong one.
Everyone in Boston hates Portland, Oregon, clearly. Okay, I think I like the first Monster Hunter better than Monster Hunter G. I did like Monster Hunter G too, though, but I would say the first one.
I think I'm going to agree with you from a filmmaking perspective. The first one was doing something very interesting. It was applying modern aesthetics of documentary nature film to unreal creatures, which is pretty cool to see. So I'm going to let that hold the top slot right now. But Monster Hunter G is a close second for me. All right, let's keep rolling, folks. I hope you're enjoying the baseball game. Apprentice Joe King says he's Canadian. He really did think I meant Portland, Oregon.
He's Canadian?
Yeah.
Okay. That explains it. Shitty America.
God, attitude. Okay, so now you're.
I'm owning it.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, this is a different game?
This. Oh.
Oh.
So that was the first shot of Monster Hunter G, and then shots from
Monster Hunter, the first
what looks
one.
like Monster Hunter.
The heck?
Okay. So this is sort of a best of both worlds situation
This is
here.
like a mashup.
This is like they realized the shortcomings of both of them, and we're like, like, oh, we established the monster ecology, but not the hunter ecology. Let's go back and give this another shot. This is the director's cut, the DX.
Yeah, this is DX. Literally. Because what I was saying was like, okay, I like how the first one establishes the monster world and the second one establishes the hunter world. And now it's like, okay, let's just do both in the same one.
Yeah. So there we see a Rathalos carrying away its prey. We're seeing a sort of montage of that nature documentary stuff.
It's interesting because when it was just this stuff in the first one, it really did feel like a cinema verite, like documentary thing.
Right.
But now combined, it feels more of like a typical fantasy epic.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It's interesting how the tone and like the differentiation of shots changes the tenor of the original.
Yeah, and now we're seeing some new stuff. I think this is a Raytheon. A Raytheon and a Rathalos, and there's those hunters again. Okay, we're seeing some critters duking it out in the desert. Oh God, that's my. Oh, I hate those things. I forget what they're called.
Wait, was that underwater?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Plesioth.
This is so interesting, Pat.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot going on here.
Yeah, this is like there's a lot to digest here. Like this
So-
is straight action.
I'll say one gameplay thing that did establish. Sorry, Monster Hunter Freedom. Let me pause once again. One thing that did establish with those hunters running away from the monster, it's not just like, oh, we got to get away from it. That's a part of the game. You spend a lot of time running away from monsters very dramatically, and it's really fun. That was Monster Hunter Freedom. For me, I don't know. How do you feel about that one?
It's interesting because I feel like it did realize, okay, these are the individual shortcomings of the previous two. Let's combine them. But I feel like it reduced the power and effectivity of the individual ones. Like I feel like the first one worked really well because it was really like full on nature documentary style. And then the second one was more like, okay, this is a fantasy movie.
Yeah.
And then combining them just kind of eliminated the individual power of both.
I would agree. I'd say that's the worst one so far, even though that's a situation where we said what we wanted, then we got what we wanted, and we realized we were wrong. So congratulations, Capcom, for knowing what we want better than we do.
Yeah.
And so the chat is letting me know that the gross ass worm dragon is called a Kizu, which I remember now. They're horrible to fight. They're such assholes. They're huge assholes. You stab them and then they start like crawling away on a ceiling. And then they dangle up there and they'll.
Okay, so the monsters they kill you, right? They can kill you.
They will kill the fuck out of you.
So how can they kill you? Like that one looked like it was eating the hunter. Can they eat you? Or they'll just like maul you to death.
I don't think it's so. Monster Hunter is slightly more lighthearted than just watching you get murdered. Every time you get killed by a monster, you get knocked out, and in the recent games, you get carted back to your camp by your cats.
Oh.
Yeah, they throw you on a little wagon and drag you back to camp.
So you're not dead. You're just like passed out.
In the Monster Hunter games that I've played, you do not die via monster. You just get knocked out.
Interesting.
You definitely kill them though, and you take their parts and you make weapons. So let's yeah, Douglas Stewart says, hold on, your outfit's matching again, which is true. I think we never planned this.
We never planned this.
It's just, I think we're aesthetically on the same wavelength. Yeah. We're on the same bullshit.
On the same bullshit.
There's just like a thing between us that's like, we pheromone communication in the morning fires off of me when I put on my black t-shirt, and Allegra's like, I must also dress in black. But you got up earlier than me, so I probably got it from you.
You probably get it from me, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm your fashion icon.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, let's keep going. That was Monster Hunter Freedom.
That was the
currently
worst
our
one.
third ranked.
Are you actually writing these down?
Yeah, of course I'm writing them down.
I just don't know if I can trust you. I'm sorry.
Okay, interesting shot there. Is that an eye? No.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's a big telescope.
So this is maybe our first glimpse of the technology that plays a pretty big role in the Monster Hunter universe. It's not just generic fantasy. It's sort of, I wouldn't even say steampunk. There's like guns and shit.
I love that camera work.
This
like
is
zooming in and then slowly zooming back out.
That was actually really cool.
That was a cool unbroken shot.
Here's a nice establishing shot of a slain
Jesus.
beast, probably a prey animal, which is, a sign to these hunters that there's danger near.
I love this like tundra.
So yeah, here's a new setting.
Yeah.
Really nice dramatic shot here. Great reveal.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I forget.
Oh wow.
These guys are also really annoying to fight. I'm gonna say that a lot throughout this video.
I feel like Capcom really has nailed down like the action movie style cinematography, but like not, like typical blockbustery action movie, like very much the fantasy action, which is a very subtle sort of difference.
Yeah.
I feel like they've really gotten that right. Where there is, you can actually see what's going on. Like I feel like, a
This is
Marvel
very
movie.
readable.
Yeah, a Marvel movie is sort of like impenetrable. Like it's really fast, lots of quick cuts.
Right.
But they're like letting us focus on the specific hero and the monster, which is really crucial.
And the role each of these heroes is playing within the fight, which is good.
I love this dude.
He's sending a bird. Where's that bird going?
Man, I love this guy, and I love every time they shoot on him. Yeah, I love the shots of him. Oh.
So I think this might be another Raytheon, which is sort of, or Rathalos, which is sort of one of the flagship monsters in the Monster Hunter games.
Wow, look at that nice whiteout.
Good whiteout. Great. Yeah, great transition from the
Yeah.
blizzard to this
That was a
other
really good
location.
transition, yeah.
All right. So I think maybe the word is getting out that there's trouble.
And this is our boy again, right?
It looks like, yeah.
I love him.
It looks like the...
Nice.
Okay, so they're sort of establishing the globe-hopping nature of the game here, as we're in totally different environment.
Yeah,
now.
just like a slow zoom onto the map, and thus, as viewers, intelligent viewers who understand film language, we know, okay, he was pointing at the location that we are now in.
And again, so panning out for our first big reveal of the monster, we've seen its foot, we've seen the effect that it's having on the environment, and there's our first view of it, and I'd say it's a pretty spectacular view.
Love that view. I feel like there's a lot, like in the previous intros, they didn't let us really linger on these hunters, so they haven't really felt humanized to me, but they actually feel like more fully formed characters now. Like we're actually taking the time to see their various emotions, the struggle of fighting these monsters, as opposed to just sort of establishing, oh, these monsters are really scary. Now we're seeing, okay, the hunters are doing their damnedest to take these monsters down.
Yeah, and the so far the trailer is also
Ooh.
Oh, wow. That looked like maybe...
Wow. Was that like... What was that? Sweat?
I think that was a drop of rain falling off of his bone armor.
That was an awesome establishing shot.
Yeah, that was really good.
Monster Hunter Dose.
Does it say Dose?
Dose.
It does. Is this part of the same trailer? All right, we'll pause for now. We'll talk about Monster Hunter Dose real quick.
Wait, we're 4 videos in and we're on Monster Hunter Dose.
So, sorry, you look away for the chat for 1 second, and it seems like everybody wants me to wear rompers.
Why?
The word is getting out that Pat needs to wear a romper.
A romp him?
No, they're just call them rompers.
It's a romp him if you're a man.
No, it's...
Don't give me this angry a face.
Don't...
Either way, I don't co-sign this. Please
Wait,
don't.
I think I would look personally...
I'm not saying you wouldn't look good in a romper.
I think I would look bad in a romper.
I think you would look great in a romper, but I don't want you to wear one.
I really don't think I would look good in a romper. I think... Here's my romper theory. I've thought through this. I think a romper would look good on a guy who, with a filled out frame.
Okay.
Broader shoulders,
I'm thinking of like what wrestlers wear.
That's like a onesie, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a unitard.
Yeah.
I I guess, yeah, sort of in the same vein. Like normally the bigger wrestlers, sometimes they'll wear like a unitard or a onesie because it'll look good on 'em. Like the situation that I don't want is that I've got small, thin legs, and I feel like the romper would sort of flare out above my small legs, and you would just, yeah, I would just be a long torso and long, skinny legs, and like nothing to create visual interest within the romper zone. It would just be sort of like a rumpled potato sack with 2 legs sticking out of it.
Okay, wait, now I want you to wear a romper too. I was like really offended by everyone being like team romper, and now I am also team romper.
Rodrigo wants to see John Cena in a romper, and I agree.
One's he. No, okay, I really want to see you wear a romper. Let's wear matching rompers next time.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, what'd you think of that?
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Dose.
Monster Hunter Dose, I thought was maybe my favorite one so far.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It established some ecology. It gave us some cool anime fights. It had, it was a globe-trotting adventure for all ages.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like they finally nailed, okay, this is how you establish the monsters. This is how you establish the hunters. I think they finally nailed down how to like combine that into one intro in a seamless way. And also telling a story. Mm-hmm. We haven't really gotten a sense of the story before of Monster Hunter.
Yeah. And there's not much story to Monster Hunter, but there is a world, and this was the
or
best
like
glimpse
the
of that
story
world.
as in like what the premise is.
Yeah. So let's this might be a part of the Monster Hunter 2 trailer. We're not sure yet. I think this might be a tease of like the new highlight monster. Yeah, okay, that's what that was.
Ooh.
Okay, moving on. Capcom presents. Okay, so looks like to be another one of their remix type things because they love to remix. No, hang on.
I mean, it's the same sort of tundra, but it's completely different. This is new
is different
footage.
Okay, this is a setting that you come back to in Monster Hunter Generations.
Also, I really liked the diegetic Capcom Presents.
Yeah, somebody drew it in the snow.
Mm-hmm. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
There's my boys. Now, this is a good way to set up the village, I think. Mm-hmm. Like it was like some nice pans. It started out from atop a little hill.
A nice high view,
and then we go down.
I think we're going to get another sort of, no, okay, I thought we were going to get another sort of top-down view of the town here. A wonderful shot there of them establishing the community that these hunters not cast themselves out from, but venture out from to go on their hunts. We saw them going off into the wilderness to collect resources. You do, in fact, have these terrible parts of the game where you need to carry big things, and if you get scared by a monster, you will drop them and break them, which sucks. This is something Rex... I hate a Tigress. I think they're called Tigrex. He just threw a flashbang at it, which is also a canonical part of the game. Lovely low shot there.
I also like that we're following the same guy.
Yes.
And just one guy.
I think we're going to be sort of experiencing the whole loop of the Monster Hunter adventure, from leaving town to teaming up with your friends.
Yes.
To evading and then fighting a monster when the time is right. Well, the Rathalos always fucking shows up, though.
Is that like the biggest, like the worst dude in Monster Hunter?
Oh, wait, no, that's still a Tigrex. The Rathalos is sort of one of the most iconic monsters in the series.
Whoa. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
The cutting back and forth.
Beautiful.
That was cool.
Beautiful. So that's Monster Hunter 2 Freedom, which is sort of... another partial
Ooh,
update.
Pause.
Pause. Oh, pause.
Hell yeah, cool sword. I agree. The weapons are very cool.
Sorry, I'm just checking the sound here. I saw somebody complaining about lag. Okay, it's not the same problem that we were having earlier. Good. Sorry if you had a couple hiccups in the stream. We will keep our eye on it.
I feel like it's just that one dude. It's just our massacre dude.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Wait, no, are we lagging? No, we're not lagging. Okay. Keep us updated. This is live content. All right, let's. Oh, Pat does not need to wear a tube top. That is That is exactly the reason, like, part of the same reason I can't wear a romper is there's just not much, like, shape or anything to fill anything out up here. So if you put a tube top on me, it's just more of the same.
I feel like that wouldn't be bad.
You're not going to see anything you like. It's just going to be like a sausage. It's going to be like a...
Okay, but your problem was that, like, you had really, like, tiny legs, which you don't have tiny legs. But I feel like the tube top just covers, like, your stomach and, like, your chest.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have, like, good shoulders, got some good shoulders, show those off. I feel like you could rock a tube top. I feel like that'd be a good look.
I'm going to turn the audio up because the game music is a little quiet, I'm hearing.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything you just said.
This is the last time I ever try and compliment you.
No, thank you. I appreciate all the compliments.
I really liked that one.
Crop top Pat could be very good. I agree. I think crop
top Pat would
fits
be
my
good.
set. And I only know this because when I Coop in Wet Hot American Summer, when he learns the new way and he puts on the crop top and the bandana, and I'm like, I could definitely rock that look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could totally do a crop top. And,
All
like,
right.
some cutoffs.
Let's rank that real quick.
I like that.
I like that. That was really good. That was Monster Hunter 2 Freedom.
That wasn't what it's called, but that's fine. Monster Hunter 2 Freedom.
Was it really called that?
It was called that.
There were twos in it?
There were 2 twos. There weren't. Monster 2 Hunter 2 Freedom 2. That's what it was called.
I'm so tired, Allegra, and you can't do this kind of shit to me. Is that better than Monster Hunter Dose for you, or is that...
I did like that one a lot. I'm trying to think, though, because I did like Monster Hunter Dose a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that just had a sort of more expansive, exhaustive look at Monster Hunter in total. So Monster Hunter 2 Freedom 2 seems more like contained because we just saw that one setting, which isn't bad, but it also just seems like a much smaller world to me, which is a little less exciting.
Yeah.
So I might put that right under Monster Hunter Dose.
Okay, we'll do that.
I did think the filmmaking, I feel like Capcom has really come a long way, though, from the first Monster Hunter.
They have, yeah. And we're starting to see, I think, a lot more of, in the costuming, we're starting to see a lot more of a distinct vibe for this universe. In the first one, it felt a little more generically medieval. In this one, we're starting to see more clear signs that this is an ecosystem and an economy based on harvesting monsters. So let's get rolling with Monster Hunter 2 Freedom / Dream Drop Distance.
I was gonna make a Kingdom Hearts reference too. Okay, I like this so far. They always kind of start in similar ways, though, of like slow pans as their very first shot, and then a quick cutaway.
Yeah, nice shot of the sort of relationship between palicos and hunters.
Also, I like this boy. He's very cute. Whoa, look at that fade.
Look at that crossfade. Establishing now the mining mechanic of the game with a beautiful vista.
There's like all these interesting angles that we're seeing that guy from. Camera's very low. Oh, shoot. Just a lot of like fades.
Yeah, a lot of smiths here.
Which I think is a nice subtle way to cut out, not like quick cuts.
This is very peaceful. So far, no monsters have been hunted, but they're really giving you a sense of what it's like to exist within the Monster Hunter universe. And so he's carting back alive Rathalos, which is the first time we've seen this as well.
This feels very gentle.
This is very gentle, but now they are harvesting monster parts, and it's kind of creepy.
It's sort of deceptive because the filmmaking is so calm,
Right.
and so quiet and subtle that I'm sort of just like, oh, this is a nice like town sort of sim.
Yeah.
But now I guess we're gonna get some action. Oh, look at that rack focus.
Yeah, that rack focus, that little bit of steady, a handheld camera. Lovely push there with the focus.
Yeah.
And they have trapped what I believe is a Raytheon. Dramatic zoom out there to sort of give us scale of the monster in the face of the humans.
The focus in that whole scene was really cool.
That was really nice. And that crossfade there denoted something a little bit chilling, which was they showed the fallen monster and then a suit of armor being made of the same color and scale pattern as the monster. So that monster is now armor.
I really like we're finally seeing the full, like adventure in Monster Hunter, like from start to finish of like, okay, you set out, kill the monster, you make armor out of it, and now he's wearing that armor.
He's got his little palico.
Oh. Wow. We pushed so far in.
Yep. Oh, and that is called a panther something. I forget what those are called. Okay. Monster Hunter Portable 2G. Great names, Capcom.
Great names. Kingdom Hearts level names. I liked that one a lot.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of that one. Because it really did feel very calming in a way that really engrossed me. Because it was just it was kind of repetitive in how, like, okay, it was like fading in and out of different scenes.
But I think that repetition was part of the storytelling that they were doing. Yeah. Because for the characters in this world, this is repetition. Yeah. This is commonplace. This is not jarring. This is not, jumping from one thing to the next This is your life.
Yeah. Oh. And I think, like, in the other ones, you're just like, this is your life. But in the other ones, it made it seem like, okay, this is an epic moment. This is, like, the battle. But as you're saying, like, this is their job. They're monster hunters. They do this all the time. They do this for 150 hours plus. Yeah. So it's not always the most epic climactic
I'm on the lower end of the spectrum, too, of people who, the amount of time they've played Monster Hunter at around, like, 150 to 200 hours. Like, it's the kind of thing, it's like, to put it in terms that you'll understand, it's like, if you can squat like 150 pounds, like, yeah.
Terms I'll understand,
yes. If you can squat like 150, 200 pounds, you can squat more than 90% of the people you're going to see on the street. But when you get in the gym, when you start talking to people who actually squat, you're just getting started. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
When you're in that rack and you're pushing, what, like 315?
I mean, on a bad day, but.
Yeah, 315, 5-rep max. When you're just you're sweating and you're just like chugging whole milk and you got your big leather belt on and you're just grunting under that weight, but you're getting it up every time.
At your gym, do people just bring gallons of whole milk?
No, I've never seen somebody drink whole milk in a gym.
Just imagining my $20 a month gym and people just lugging like cases of whole milk. Just taking swigs of whole milk while they're squatting. That is so gross.
I've never seen somebody drink milk in the gym. I've seen somebody drink Red Bull in the gym, which seems like a really bad. It seems like the kind of thing you would think is a good idea if you're really dumb. You're like, well, this is an energy beverage. But maybe there's some subsect of like muscle people who think that's a good idea. But he didn't look like he was in great shape. I think he looked like the kind of guy who just thought that like it would make him go fast or something. And then I also saw a guy. This is my favorite. He was there with like 3 of his friends. They were all just sitting on the massage chairs at a Planet Fitness. He was wearing an Armani t-shirt and jeans and boots and doing curls with 5-pound weights, looking in the mirror. And his friends were just watching him and supporting him.
Jeans and boots.
I think maybe he was just trying to get a pump on before he went to the club.
Oh my God. One of my friends, so Planet Fitness is the one that has pizza, right? I think they had pizza.
Planet Fitness does pizza on like the last or first Friday of every month.
So one of my friends told me that she had a subscription to Planet Fitness just so she could get pizza. She never worked out. She doesn't go for the pizza. Like, just buy a pizza.
Buy a fucking pizza.
It's probably better than free Planet Fitness pizza.
I know, because at Planet Fitness, they say it's a judgment-free zone, but if you show up and you're just like... Like the system knows, like it knows the last time you rang in, they're going to see that you only come in on pizza days.
Just imagining her going in just for the pizza, then going into the massage chair, just eating the pizza and leaving. That's what she would do.
She would take the pizza to the massage chair? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Planet Fitnesses have saunas, but I would love to see somebody just eating a slice of pizza in the sauna, just getting really sweaty, just really disgustingly hot and sweaty, just like
taking all their clothes off, putting on a towel, bringing in 3 slices of pizza.
Where do you are you holding all 3 slices in your hand the whole time?
Just stacking them.
You just make a pizza sandwich, take it into the. One time, Sorry. No, we're on the gym story thing. Never mind. We'll share this some other time.
Okay. Now I really want to know. Oh man.
Okay.
We're going to a Planet Fitness after this, by the way. Get some free pizza.
All right. Sorry. The Monster Hunter 3.
Okay, we're underwater. This is different.
Huge change, actually, right?
Yeah. Wow, did you see that? You were not looking. You missed the best part. I'm mad at you now. Nope, you can't. Nope. You can't rewind. But that was really cool. They know. They know what I saw. Wow, God. Capcom is doing so well with the diegetic logos.
Yeah, really good.
I love those. I feel like this is like a post-Finding Nemo world when like animators really perfected water, or like post-Final Fantasy X, when like they knew how to make water look good.
They fucking love water so much in Final Fantasy X, they just couldn't show us enough of it.
Yeah.
Wow. So dramatic transition from the underwater. Okay, back and forth between the underwater ecology and the land.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was so cool.
This is actually really well done.
Yeah.
Another sort of scary peek of a monster might be Ecclesioth. No, it's something that I don't recognize. Dramatic slow-mo shot.
Oh, and that nice fade. Love those fades.
Crossfade. Once again to another entirely different climb.
This is like antithetical to the last one. This is all fire now. We're in like a volcano.
The thing that I love about these intros so far is they all show characters running away from these monsters.
Got a visitor here.
Yeah, we got a visitor. It's
our good pal Mike.
We're being visited by our good friend Mike McWhorter. Mike, would you like to join the Monster Hunter stream?
Do you have Monster Hunter thoughts? He walked in on the best Monster Hunter intro.
I think we're going to have to back that one up. We're going to have to back it up.
You have to give us a Monster Hunter thought now.
Oh.
I never really played Monster Hunter. Sorry.
You have to leave now. If you have no Monster Hunter thoughts, you must leave.
Sorry.
God. Fucking Mike McWhorter.
You know, you would think being an industry vet.
He just outed himself as never playing a Monster Hunter. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's okay. The thing that I love about these games is that we're constantly seeing these people flee from the monsters.
Yeah. I like that.
Which is important. It's important to the game and to the charm of the world. It's that these are human beings who fear for their lives.
Yeah.
And they're fighting powerful creatures.
That's a really, really good point. These are not like super heroic men who are able to just slay monsters. Like, these men are afraid for their lives. They have to do this. It's their job. But they know that like they can't die in the game, but like canonically they cannot die. But in the storyline, they are fearing death.
Beautiful montage shot there of some of the highlight monsters in this one. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. And I would say so far that is the ultimate trailer we've watched. Like, no,
Please,
that's bad.
never.
Penultimate. No, is it? We're only up to Monster Hunter 4, so it is Monster Hunter Penultimate. I'm so tired. Can I? Okay, here's the story.
Upset.
Here's the story that I was going to tell earlier about the
Okay.
gym. Can we go back to gym?
Yeah.
Gym stuff.
Yes.
So I used to, as folks know, I am a professional wrestling fan.
As in, that is your profession, being a wrestling fan.
I'm a professional fan of wrestling.
Yes.
And I used to live in Portland, Maine. And the gym that I worked out at, happened to be, and when I say happened to be, I don't mean I planned this. I absolutely didn't. To be the gym that like WWE wrestlers work out at when they pass through town. So I would go. My schedule was that I would go there every Saturday. Yeah. So they could be coming through town on Saturday around noon, and I'd be lifting weights, and I'd be like, oh, I'd be lifting weights. I would be in the gym and I'd be like, oh, there's a WWE wrestler. Anyways, this was a time period where a wrestler called Sheamus was the champion. He's an Irish man. And I was changing, and I'd never change at the gym because I'm so shy. But like, I was going out with my friend immediately afterwards, so I took a shower and I was changing, and I was like, fuck, okay. I was looking around. I was like, okay, I have the locker room to myself for a second. I can be naked for a moment. And
Just relish being naked for a moment.
and I had been in the sauna. That's what I was. I'd been in the sauna, so I was like, I need to get these sopping wet shorts off of myself. And in the process of getting them off of myself, they got all entangled around my feet and ankles, and I was nude for way longer than I planned. And then when I was no longer nude, I looked to my side, and WWE champion Sheamus was there, so he saw my whole ass.
Did you lock eyes?
No. He's wrestlers are gym professionals. They know not to do that.
Did you see his ass?
No, I got the hell out of there.
I think you just put a lot of images into our viewers' heads that they wanted in their heads.
No.
The Pat fandom loved that story. Shame us. That's a good one.
Let's keep going.
Wait, where do we rank that one?
We didn't rank that one.
We did
Sorry.
not. That was a really good one.
That was really, really good.
Was it our favorite one?
God. That was Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Yes, that was my favorite one.
I love that water stuff.
I loved that water stuff.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Love that wet stuff.
No?
Love getting wet.
Don't fucking start. All right, next. This might be another little tease, a little ending tease to be like, oh, look at this new monster. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Okay. Ooh. Look at this weather. This one's interesting because I don't know where we're going. Are we going underwater? Are we going into the air? Okay, we're in the air. That was ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
Capcom really has some confidence.
Capcom loves to present.
They really do. They are all about that presentation. Wow, this combines everything in one. We have that monster flying by, got a townsperson, got this nice scenery.
Palicos hunting around.
Cutie.
He's rooting around. So again, gameplay implications here. Palicos will root around for you. Ooh, I don't like that thing. I forgot what these are called.
Oh, it's like a
But they're actually
badger.
really easy to fight when you're a pro gamer like me.
This one's kind of jarring. So far.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say that this is integrating too many of the sort of modern action filmmaking tropes that I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not the nice, like, fantasy, family-friendly sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay, but we're moving right on to another monster encounter.
Yeah. Wow, Pat,
Sorry.
we're working. I really liked that intro, but I feel like they kind of, like, shot their wad there, if you will.
What happened to you in the last 5 minutes? Was it Mike?
I think Mike really threw me off. But I think they really just focused primarily on, like, doing something cool with that very, like, immediate intro shot.
Right.
Because this is all just kind of generic now.
Yeah, we've sort of moved very quickly into the realm of the sort of extremely video gamey anime filmmaking,
Yeah.
where, cameras are moving at impossible paces and
Yeah.
at impossible focal lengths and changing rapidly, which, is cool that you can do that in video games, but it can be overdone.
Yeah. And also, they just, like, lingered on that one battle for so long, which I think maybe was to show off that new monster. But in terms of, like, presentation, setting up the story, it was a little long. It was a little long. So we just kind of stayed in one setting for a while, and that's not so interesting.
And pacing-wise, like you said, you mentioned earlier that this sort of blew its wad. Looks like, that guy looks
timing.
like that was yep. Wow. You can't plan that. But pacing-wise, it is interesting that they went from sort of the high action to sort of this much more serene thing. I wonder if they're going to try to elevate that action once again, and maybe they are.
Lots of focus on these little dudes, and lots of shots from sort of, not their perspective, but, like, low to the ground, so that we're hunched over, we're aligned with them, which is cool. Like, we're sort of seeing things from Palico's side of it, which is cool.
Oh boy, as an ogre.
I'm not a huge fan of the lighting here. like you were sort of saying, is sort of more classic blockbustery action where
Sure.
I'm not exactly sure of what's going on.
It looks like they shot that day for night.
Yes.
It had that look about it. Mm-hmm. Just like, yes, we understand. Like, you're just gonna wash everything out in blues.
Yeah.
To make us think it's nighttime, but actually, why don't you do some creative stuff with the lighting?
Yeah. God.
You can tell it's daytime. The shadows are so severe.
Exactly. God. Yeah, so I was not a huge fan of Monster Hunter Portable the Third or whatever that was called.
Monster Hunter Portable Third. That one is not great.
I did not really like that one very much. I will say it's slightly better than Monster Hunter Freedom
Yes.
because that one was just a strange mashup.
Yeah.
But I feel like they just were trying to redo things that we've seen done better in earlier intros.
Yep.
Just getting very lazy. I did really, really like that ambitious opening.
And I didn't like the act. I wasn't a huge fan of the way they cut the action in that one.
Yeah,
That
did
they
not
moved
like that.
from some, in the early ones, nice wide shots with clear stakes and
Yeah.
placement of all the characters to a much more dynamic anime-y type thing, which is good in its own right.
Yeah,
but-
lots of like medium shots where it was really hard to tell what was going on.
yeah. Well, let's move on. This I recognize. This is Monster Hunter 4.
So this is the first one you played?
No, so there's going to be another one after this.
Okay.
Unless Monster Hunter 4U just took Monster Hunter 4's exact opening trailer, it should be different, but maybe we'll see.
I mean, I like the scenery a
Good
lot.
place setting, some movement in
Yeah.
the treetops there to sort of establish what's coming.
And it's,
the
interest-
Tigrex.
it's interesting that like usually they start with the setting and then come back in,
Mm-hmm.
come down. But they started here inside the forest and
Yeah.
then they zoomed out to show us the whole expanse. And now we're getting the battle. And I do like this is the wide shot thing again that
Yeah.
we do prefer.
Back to a nice wide shot and a low shot too, so we can see the scale of the Tigrex
Yeah.
compared to our character here now on the run. Nice dramatic crane up there.
Cute.
It was really cute. This is exhilarating. It feels a little Peter Jackson, a little bit
Yeah.
like he's not really in any danger.
Yeah. It is interesting how the camera is so in love with him.
Yes,
Like the monster's always just in the background.
right. Some Banabras there, getting swatted away by our little Palico friend.
So you like make your own hunter, right?
You do, yeah.
Okay. So there's not like, oh, this is like whatever the freak, Pat the hunter or whatever.
Uh-oh.
Again, like the monster's just like a side character. It's really about this hunter. Oh, the Palico fell.
Rest in Palico.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a nice little dramatic reveal there. The monster gets nailed from the side.
Yeah.
Palico is in fact fine. Oh, he's got
Aw,
help.
Hi.
That's a good roll.
Yeah.
That's not related to like
Very nice roll.
yeah.
I think this is so interesting that they're really focusing on the humans.
Yeah.
I think
and
that's such a
they're
different
also
change of pace.
focusing a lot on strategy because a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff what we're seeing here is actual in-game strategy that you use to hunt these monsters is sort of baiting them into different areas. This is the first, I believe Monster Hunter 4 was the first one where you could mount them
Oh, okay.
to attack them.
It's almost as if they were setting up this entire time for that.
That's true, yeah. The great slow-mo shot.
Yeah. Wow, that was a little chaotic, I think. Those couple shots.
So if you don't know what's going on, I can see how that would be chaotic.
Yeah.
I think since I had an already understanding of what those powder kegs were and what their
Mm-hmm.
purpose was, I think I was a little more prepared for it. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
So there's our new big bad. And there's a little bit of that was very anime, very pro wrestling
Yeah.
to sort of take this established monster that we all know and love and see it instantly crushed by a new thing to immediately establish that this new creature is the one that we should fear.
Yeah.
That was Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Ultimate.
Oh, is there no Monster Hunter 4?
There probably is, but maybe it's the same intro, like you
Yeah.
were saying.
The
'Cause-
trailer was okay. Well, Monster Hunter 4 will not be included in this ranking if it had its own trailer or a new own intro. That was good.
I liked that. It definitely is not my favorite. I think it did a lot of interesting things. I think the build up to that climax of like, here's the new cool skill. I think that was sort of well done. Like showing this guy being like very afraid, lots of shots from above and below actually. So sort of suggesting, okay, focus on what's above here. That's going to be important. And then eventually he mounts in. That's cool. But I didn't think it was so exciting otherwise because it really was just that one battle. It felt like a scene in a movie as opposed to like, here is you getting excited for the movie. Here's you getting hyped. Like it just felt like one of the cool battles in a movie.
Yeah. I'm with you there. Where did you feel it falls in our ranking because of that?
Okay, so it's definitely better than Freedom. It's better than Portable the Third. I mean, it cinematically, it has come a long way because Capcom has really advanced. I would say I still prefer the original Monster Hunter, though. So I might put it right under that.
Right there. Right above Monster Hunter G.
Yeah.
Great. Let's keep this train rolling all night long. Gore Magala. That's what that monster is called. Excuse me. What's...
Body's just breaking down.
Yeah, every time we do in these streams, I just get a little closer to being dead.
Oh, that's so sad.
You only got so many of these streams in you. And I don't recognize this. I should recognize this. Oh, take a nice...
Is that the same bald dude? It looks a lot like that last bald dude.
Kind of looks like him.
This is a very... So there are the openings that start with like, okay, here's the town. But this is very slow and very specifically about the hunters. Like, they feel like discrete characters that I should know. And now they're just gone. I love that.
Because they're off hunting.
And I love that sun being used to white out, do a fade. Capcom's very smart about their fades.
Loading up their satchels, making a plan, grabbing the map. Taking a map is actually a part that you do every single time. There's always a map in that Hunter's Guild chest that you take on your adventures.
Whoa. Love these establishing shots. We know it's real hot. They're drinking water. We see the actual sand.
We see him crafting himself a beverage.
We see the nice little subtle
tease,
hint.
Little tease there. Snacking on jerky.
But this really is trying to create a story about these hunters, which feels like a tease because they aren't in the game. I would assume.
Well, you could make them if you want.
You could recreate them, but you could also just never do that and never see them again. But I guess it's sort of like they're symbolic of like you will have a party. Maybe not this party, but this will be your adventure.
It's making me thirsty.
It's making me hungry. I love the sand. Clearly Capcom is also in love with the sand.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that shot. Nice from below.
From below, establishing the depth of the trap. They done planted a bomb on his cactus food.
Jerks. Again, we are aligned with the hunters. It is interesting how we've really moved really far away from the monsters being integral. We're starting to only just see one. Remember in the beginning we saw so many, like herds?
Oh yeah, we'd see herds and herds of monsters. We're seeing a little clash of beasts right now. Oh dear.
Oh boy. This is starting to feel too action film to me.
It's starting to feel a little anime.
Yeah.
Oof.
Whoa.
Crash zoom right there. Yeah, anime.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil
The
and he will appear.
Yes.
The devil is anime.
Wait, do you not like anime, Pat?
I do. I enjoy it. The occasional anime.
Anime. Yeah, anytime where it's just like the hunters, I'm into it.
Yeah.
But I feel like Capcom really is not nailing the actual battles. Like it's starting to get, whenever they bring in an additional monster, I'm just like lost.
Sure.
There's too much going on.
To me, I'd say they're well. Okay. Again, breaking the stupid bit that we do the whole time we do this, where we talk about these like they're filmed. The animation is amazing, but yeah, the editing is a little confusing.
Yeah.
That was Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate again, wasn't it?
Again. I don't know how or why.
I'm gonna pause real quick.
That's weird. Were there two different ones?
Maybe.
Are you okay? Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate just broke you. We're almost done.
We're almost done.
We only have 4 more minutes.
So Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate again is what we'll call that one.
I mean, I guess like it probably was on Wii and Wii U or something.
Oh,
Like there was a port, or wasn't it on 3DS too? I don't know. I think it was on 3DS.
who cares? That one was, I don't know.
Did you like that more or less than the last one? The last 4 Ultimate, the
Less.
first one. Less?
Yeah, maybe even less than G.
I would say less than G.
Okay, less than G. Less
Sub
than
G.
Jake.
Less than Jake.
All right, here we go. Let's keep rolling. I think this is Monster Hunter Generations, if I recognize it, or Monster Hunter Cross. I forget. Wait, I think those might be the same game.
I think. I don't know. I don't know. Pretty gonna. Okay, this is different.
Nice score.
Yeah.
Little dragon airships.
This feels very Final Fantasy to me, which is
It
probably
does.
not a good sign. Like with this music. Oh god, the crotch shot on the little cat. Just a lot of like low angles. I don't know. I'm nervous about this one. This is gonna get real anime. Always love those transitions though.
Okay, we've sort of moved into another vignette here within the same intro, where we're sort of meeting our
Oh.
cast of characters, and that was a lovely transition there. That pan downward, indicating that
Yeah.
this action is in fact occurring above him, which was reinforced by the rocks dropping on his head. And now we're seeing some hot monster on monster action.
Love it. I actually really appreciate this. We haven't seen a ton of like just without hunters involved,
Yeah.
the monsters fighting each other, and this helps establish the monsters and makes me like more cognizant of them and also more afraid of them, as opposed to introducing like, okay, here are the hunters who are going to kill them.
Yeah.
I appreciate focusing on the monsters.
And this is also doing a bit of it's a bit of a throwback for Monster Hunter fans, because we're seeing old monsters interact with a new generation of monsters.
Is that why it's called Generations?
Well, no, I don't think it was called that over in Japan.
Oh, okay. So that would make a lot of sense. Dang, and we're getting a better sense of the scale of these
Yeah.
monsters. Oh, wow. Jesus.
So there's our classic Rathalos fighting a somebody in the chat will say what they're called. It's like an electric dragon thing.
I'm really loving the monster on monster action. I
It
think
is actually really kind of fun to see this sort
Yeah.
of kaiju battle thing that we don't normally
Yeah.
get in these trails. We've gotten hints of it in the past, but like we're seeing that this ecology does continue to exist without the monster hunters.
it's a lot more interesting, I think, than just seeing people running away from monsters. Like the hunters are just really on their own separate journey right now, but the monsters continue to exist. They have their own fights.
Oh. The Glavenus, I think this is called. But nice reveal here. Oh, it's just a regular looking T-Rex monster. Let's go fight it. Let's go fight this T-Rex monster. But
Jeez.
they're saving something for the reveal. Yep, there it is. It's got a giant sword for a tail.
That one does?
Yeah.
That's a sword?
It's a giant blade.
Okay. That is actually really rad.
And they accentuate it sort of with the length of time it drags.
Yeah.
The fact that it locks swords with a hunter, and then the long time that blade drags across it sort of helps establish that, the scale of the tail.
I will say though, like, I think this would benefit from wider shots. And I think Capcom has yet to realize that. I think that's why this action feels very claustrophobic to me. We're not really getting a really good sense of, like, that's a really cool thing that its tail is a blade. Okay, so that's cross.
Which I think is Generations.
Okay, yeah. it's
When
the
it was localized to Generations.
same. Okay.
Hey-oh! That's all the Monster Hunter intros
Yeah.
so far.
Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter Double Cross is
Oh, yeah. The Switch one.
in Japan. Did they announce that it's coming out on
Switch here? I don't know.
I want it so bad.
It looks cool. All these look cool. But I will say we saw no gameplay, so I actually still don't really know. Like, the idea that these battles and stuff exist within the game seems really awesome and exciting, but I also am still like, do they though? Like, can you actually have really cool battles like that in the game? I don't know.
They're really long.
The battles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the animation and the combat in the game is really, really fun. It's sort of like Dark Souls-y fights. And sorry for saying Dark Souls when Dark Souls existed way after Monster Hunter. But like in the modern games, it's, you know, sort of very methodical but really well animated fights against very difficult enemies who can kill you easily if you're not paying attention. But yeah, it's really good. I love Monster Hunter, and I want more people to get into it. I'm really excited about the new one that's coming out because I think they're finally gonna streamline a lot of the stuff that used to keep people away from them.
I think I'm gonna play it next month
What?
at Gamescom, and I'll let
Fuck
you know.
you.
That's the first Monster Hunter I'll ever play. And now we're not friends anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pat.
Oh, we missed the Monster Hunter try intro.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
We'll look it up real quick.
It says all openings, Beardy Bear. Try not to laugh. Okay. Well, isn't that the same thing as 3? Whatever.
Yo, we watched this.
Yeah, isn't this the underwater one?
Wait.
No, we didn't see this. We didn't see this. Go back.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Pause this, actually, because we didn't put the other one down.
Oh yeah, where does Monster Hunter Cross fit into our? It was so anime.
I liked it, though.
Really? Okay.
It was very anime, but compared to the other very anime ones,
That's
I think
true.
it was the best one
Monster,
of the anime
Monster
ones.
Hunter was it better than Monster Hunter Dose?
No, I wouldn't put it even that high. I would say it was better than...
I think it was better than Monster Hunter 4.
Yeah. I still like the first Monster Hunter a lot, so I'd put it there.
Okay.
All right, here's Try now. Love that water. This is very peaceful. It actually makes me kind of sad because these monsters don't seem so bad.
Well, they're not.
Are any of the monsters bad? Are they just killing them because they have
I
to?
mean, well, look, those ones are tearing apart
Oh, that's
Naptonoth
true.
there. I mean, are animals bad?
Humans are animals and they are bad. I would say most animals are bad. I think most things are just bad. Okay, so this is taking me back to the nature documentary kind of style, which I loved. We both really liked that. Of just letting the animals do their thing. The filmmakers just staying
Filmmakers, yes.
staying far enough away to be safe.
Yeah.
And not intruding. That's something I always think about in nature documentaries of like if animals are being hurt really badly, like, you know, the humans could intervene. Probably not in this case, but they don't.
So this, I don't know. I feel like this is like a nature documentary turned up to 25. In the first Monster Hunter, it was very, very much like low key. This is too much nature happening too fast.
Yeah.
This is a good intro though. Oh man. Did you ever see that clip from like a savannah watering hole cam where just like all the nature happens at one time?
No.
It's amazing. It's like, God, it's pretty much this. It's pretty much this with real animals. It's like a gazelle gets pulled into the water by an alligator, and then a fucking lion comes over and fights the alligator for the gazelle, and then no, it's a yak. And then when the lion gets the baby yak, a whole fucking gang of yaks comes back and like scares the shit out of the lion so that they get their baby back. It's just it was pretty much this right there. And there's monster hunters.
I like that the hunters were just kind of watching like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
that's a lot of
Holy
nature
shit.
happening. Like, oh God, we are not ready for this. I love when they focus on the monsters. I think the monsters are the coolest part of this series, for sure. I mean,
They
that's
are really good. The monsters are
right?
so well designed, so
Yeah.
well animated, so fun. I want to play Monster Hunter.
I want to play Monster Hunter now too.
We did it.
Yeah, you won me over.
So this has been the base. Everyone in the chat is just talking about how great Allegra is.
Oh, freaking liars.
Can't believe Allegra actually created Polygon instead of Salami Bot. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for hanging out, folks. As we play the baseball game, like we love to do. If you have any other video game series intros that you would like to see us rank, let us know in the video on demand comments, because the comments here will soon be gone, like tears in rain. And it'll be replaced with a video on demand with a whole big blank canvas for you to make new comments. And when that happens, we would love it if you got in there and you let us know what video game series you think we should do next. What have we done so far?
We did Mario Sports, Mario Party. We did Kingdom Hearts, Sonic, Persona, Crash Bandicoot, and now we did Monster Hunter.
Now we've done Monster Hunter. So yeah, we're trying to keep it 2 video games for now. So like no animes or TV shows yet. We're trying to really focus on the
games.
The games.
Some good games for our baseball game. I will make a request. So we've done a lot of like Japanese series. The only Western series we did was Crash Bandicoot, which I think both of us would just like to repress that memory because those were horrible.
Crash Bandicoot fucking sucked.
That was so. You were so sad by the end of that. I felt awful. I was scared. I was like, is he just never going to want to do anything with me ever again? I was very sad. But that was awful. But I would love to do like a Western series.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I'm sure
Western
they have
series.
good intros.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And just to clarify again, what we're classifying as intros, I think we're normally saying, what would ever play before the main title of the game. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you for hanging out and playing the baseball game. I'm Patrick Gill for Polygon.com.
Oh, I'm Allegra from Polygon.com. I hate introducing myself.
This is outroducing yourself.
Outroducing.
We'll see you soon. Bye.